Bitcoin rallied up towards 12,000 twice and was rejected both times, and now I'm beginning to see panic enter the market once more. Is this valid? Does this really seem like a time to be panicking, or does this look like it could just be a healthy dip before a rip to new highs? What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Crypto Kirby here, your cryptocurrency expert, back with another edition of the daily live stream. Today we're going to discuss the Bitcoin price and the action inside the chart right now. Lots to talk about here as we are up on this staunch resistance level, but if broken, could potentially lead us into a parabolic uptrend. And on the contrary, if we get rejected here, what are my targets to the downside? Will I be buying the dip? Will I be looking to short, etc.? So let's get right into it. But of course, before we begin, this is not investment advice. This is not trading advice. I am not your financial advisor. These are only my own speculative opinions. Always do your own research and your own due diligence before investing or trading, as this market is extremely high risk. With that being said, let's begin right here on the one-day time frame. So Bitcoin had its decisive move to break us out of this longer-term pennant that we formed. Realistically, it was about 3 months, ladies and gentlemen, and Bitcoin finally broke out to the upside. I was expecting a large move, and a large move did come in. Now, we find ourselves at this very interesting location here. It's this area of confluence that, for me, this is the last area of serious resistance. And if Bitcoin is able to push through this zone, then we can definitely start talking about the possibility of getting back to that 20,000 all-time high level, in my opinion. Let's get this crypto. There's one overwhelming factor, though, right now that I do believe is weighing heavily on the Bitcoin price. And for me, my friends, that is the US dollar index. And today, after a few days of rallying, we've seen Bitcoin take a little bit of a breather, right? And what do you know, ladies and gentlemen? This is almost picture perfect, right? Bitcoin has been rallying, over the last several weeks, and now the last few days, we've had some choppy action, a little bit of a plunge, a little bit of a recovery, and look what's going on here in the US dollar index chart. A lot of choppiness with some green up days, and today in particular is an up day right now. And what we're seeing here is that this action almost completely correlates directly. Just take a mental image of that right there. Okay, boom. And then let's go back to the US dollar index and boom, my friends. It's essentially just an inverse correlation right now. So I believe that the market right now is heavily dependent upon what's going on with the strength of the US dollar. Now, the reason the US dollar is so important is because it is the world reserve currency, right? If it wasn't, we'd be talking about another currency, whatever the world reserve currency was, but it is the US dollar. And right now, if you take a look on the right-hand portion of my screen here, with all of the tickers I have saved, Bitcoin, other cryptos, gold, the oil, the US dollar, S&P 500, Dow Jones, all of these are in the red today. The only thing right now at the time of recording that's in the green is the US dollar index, right? So right now, for me, the correlation still remains very, very strong. And what I want to do now is examine both the trend of the US dollar and the Bitcoin chart here to see, should there be panic? Because I've seen it all. Oh, Kirby, just chill out, little James. Let's take a look at this from a rational perspective. So we are up at a resistance point here, this red line in particular, which is so important to me. And for the view that really is the most critical is this weekly chart. And we switch it over to the line chart, which only accounts for candle body closes, no wicks. And look at it, ladies and gentlemen, right? Picasso couldn't paint it better. It is exactly touching all of these four closes here. And right now, Bitcoin is facing some rejection. So, this is normal. This is exactly what I would expect when we got through this green box. This was where the majority of the problems, in my opinion, were going to potentially occur. Bitcoin's already has gotten past there. This was the big challenge. It's already past there. This one here is just a small little resistance level, albeit it's monumental, because you could see as soon as we get above there, in my opinion, there is a potential for a blue sky breakout, because there's just nothing. There's just nothing in here, right? It was our blow off top of the parabolic bull run. So there's just not much going on in here. So is it that, is it that, what's the way to put it, unexpected that Bitcoin would see some resistance right before the level that if it passes through, it could potentially explode to the upside? I don't think so. So for me, right there, that's the resistance. If we flip on some indicators here, I just want to show you guys, this is the KST here, the no sure thing. I did feature this on the last stream, and it has pretty much been pinpoint accurate with Bitcoin's macro trend direction in terms of when we're seeing these crosses, such as up here, right? That was a cross basically right after our blow off top, which brought us into the doldrums of the bear market. Then up here after our 14K run, cross brought us all the way back down into the 3,000 range. And right now we did have a bullish cross along the bottom, and we have seen that rise all the way back up towards 12,000. Let's get this crypto. And of course, this does go back into history. Same thing over here. Over here as well, and this also crossed to begin the bull market back in 2015. Let's get this crypto. So I like that right there. KST still looks healthy on a macro perspective, right? I just can't see it any other way. If we flip on our alligator here, my friends, just take a look. We had our bullish cross. We're having 3 widening bands right now, right? And the bullish cross, in case you're unfamiliar with the alligator, is the green line going back above the red and the blue. So we had that cross there. Bands are continuing to widen, and we're seeing continued upside action. Weekly time frame alligator still looks good to me. Then if we flip that off, we flip on our Bollinger Bands here. Let's go to the regular scale. We'll flip our candles back on just for the ease of visualization here. Get rid of these circles. And what I want to show you guys is that right now, Bitcoin did get very, very aggressive. It was very overly exuberant here. And why is that? Well, on the weekly Bollinger Band, we went above the band. As you could see, we've only done this a handful of times over the past several years, and each time was at the top of an absolutely euphoric run. And right now, for me, if this is going to be the start of a bull run, what I want to see is, okay, so we overshot the top of the Bollinger Band. Where could we potentially find support if support is going to come in? So let's go back in history here and see if we've had any times that this has looked similar in an uptrend, okay? So let's go now. Let's just hypothetically say that the bull market has begun, right? Something like right here where we saw a switch in the overall momentum. So look, we overshot the Bollinger Band. Where did we find support? Right along the median line. Overshot again, found support at the median line. Overshot, support at the median line, okay? Overshot, support at the median line. Overshot, support at the median line. Overshot, support at the median line. I think you guys get the picture. So here on the weekly chart, if it's going to look similar to how it has acted historically, and of course, past performance does not indicate future results, but if, keyword if, it is going to act similarly, our median band right now is down right here at about 88.80, okay? Right here. Now, if we consolidate up here for a bit or even continue to drop as the days roll along here, this band should theoretically continue to move up a bit. Now, if it does continue to move up, there's something very, very nice going on here, right? And that is that this green box here, that was old resistance that Bitcoin broke through after breaking out of this bull flag pennant to the upside. Now that it was old resistance, falling back into here, although it is heinous, especially for those that may be FOMO'd in right at the top here, if it is to pull back down into this green box, it's possible that the Bollinger Band median line, which acted as support all throughout the last bull market, I mean, it's picture perfect, my friends. Just take a look. It's beautiful. That median line could be in confluence there with this green box of potential support. For me right now, that looks very nice. And then, of course, if we are to drop into this box, okay, the bottom of my box here is about 9,400. And there's a very, very critical level here on the Bitcoin CME futures chart. On the daily time frame, my friends, there is a gap here at 9,735. Okay, so these gaps do not need to fill, but of course they have historically loved to fill. We even saw that huge gap up there fill at 11,795, and it wouldn't be out of the ordinary, in my opinion, if certain entities were to look to try and fill that gap, let's get this crypto. So the gap is in confluence with that level. If we are to, see these Bollinger Bands here on the weekly time frame, rather, if we are to have a pullback, I still believe that this median line is on an upward trajectory. So it's possible that we could see it enter this box, which is then in confluence with the gap as well. We've seen all throughout history that that level has historically acted as a support. It doesn't have to this time, but I've just pointed out that there is a probability for it to potentially act as support. And right now, with the panic back in the market, the thing is here, my friends, is that with the US dollar right now looking so incredibly weak here, and even just look at the KST here along the bottom, we just crossed the zero line and we've seen a cross of the red below the green. It's just tanking. We've essentially lost all of this support here as well, right? This is a critical region of support here that is being lost right now. And we are approaching the lows from 2018, right? So for me right now, my friends, very interesting developments here on the US dollar index chart. That's what I would be keeping my eye on if I were you. As you guys can see, still on the right-hand side of the screen here, the DXY, right, is the only thing green on my chart here, right? The BLX at the top, it hasn't updated yet, right? That's the Bitcoin index. It updates once per day, so disregard it. Everything else is in real time here, and everything is red besides the US dollar index. That's the type of environment that I believe that we're in right now. And if the US dollar index is going to continue to plunge, I think that would potentially be strong for Bitcoin. And why is that? Well, historically, this period of time here, right, from January 2017 all the way into early 2018, right, the US dollar index was on a bearish decline, bear market, okay? And then let's go look at Bitcoin in the same time period. Let's just take a look here. Logarithmic scale, we will go over just for the ease of visualization. Let me pull this up here, minus the lag. There we go. Let's take a circle here, and we will go from January of 2017 up until early 2018. And there is your run, my friends. Let's get this crypto. Okay, so for me, the direct confluence, or rather direct correlation, is certainly there. Of course, past performance does not indicate future results. But right now, I'm not panicking at all. I'm actually remaining cool as a cucumber, preparing to strike like a cobra out of the grass and get this crypto. I didn't mention it already, my friends, but I hope you have. If you haven't left a thumbs up for the video, I really would appreciate it. It really helps the algorithm. And if you are enjoying the analysis here, well, welcome to the channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, tick the little bell, and select all. I do analysis like this nearly on a daily basis. Right now, the market has been stagnating sideways. I'm keeping a very close eye here on that US dollar index, along with a plethora of other indicators. If you'd like to see exactly where I'm looking to enter my trades, potentially looking to buy this dip, right? If you want to see exactly where I'll be looking to potentially buy the dip or sell my current holdings, maybe go long, go short, right? That is what I keep you updated with around the clock, 24/7 in VIP. That is where I exclusively post all of my entries, exits, targets, etc., exclusively in real time. So if you want to see all that from me, I'll see you in VIP right now after this video, okay? Today is the day. It's time to transform yourself from average Joe into savage Joe. Let's get this crypto. That's going to wrap it up for me here, my friends. Just a quick video here today. I saw panic. For me, this isn't really so much of a panicky range. Sure, we could drop, and the drop for some would be quite heinous if they FOMO'd, if they're over leveraged, if their position size is too large, if they're not practicing risk management, risk mitigation. Just don't be a degenerate gambler and you probably will be okay. All right, my friends. But yeah, for me right now, cool as a cucumber, getting ready to potentially take a new entry, potentially look to take some more profit from my position that I've already been in from down here. Like I've stated, if you were in my VIP, you would have seen that I entered my long position down here, bought Bitcoin around 9,500, and I've rode this bad boy all the way up. And right now I am looking to stay aggressive, pedal to the metal, and potentially crush this market like a 2-ton man on a tuna fish can, okay? So don't get caught like a deer in the headlights here, my friends. You're better than that. You deserve better than that. With that being said, I will see you all in VIP right now after this video. Let's get this crypto. And until next time, the Don has spoken. Be safe, be happy, be healthy. It's your boy, Crypto Kirby. Peace and love, my friends. Curbs.